Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Fabrengen Parsha Shlach Shabbos Mevorchim Tammuz Tovshin Yud Beis. With the Maimer at the beginning of the Rebbe's Fabrengen, spoke a lot and focused a lot on the idea of the Nesachim. When a person brings a korban, besides for actually bringing the korban, there are certain types of oils and spices and different things that are brought as well, and that is called the Nesachim. So we explained in the last episodes, focusing on the lessons that we learn from the previous Rebbe, the Frierdiker Rebbe, and how we have to go and take lessons from that in our daily life. And that was very much focusing on the other person. Now, the Rebbe goes on to speak about focusing on ourselves, on our Avodah. And he brings the example of Kriya Shema, of reciting the Shema, and together with putting on tefillin, as the example of this is the idea of a korban together with the Nesachim. That someone that reads Kriya Shema without putting on tefillin, it's like bringing the korban without going and bringing the extra things, the Nesachim. And we find something very interesting, that the Hasidim and what the Rebbe Rashab did were a little bit different. The Hasidim would, when they would read the Shema in the morning, to be Yotze, saying Shema for that day, they would do so without putting on tefillin. But the Rebbe Rashab would actually go, and when he would read Shema, he would actually go on and put on tefillin with this. Now, what's the idea why someone would want to go and put on tefillin while saying Kriya Shema? Because he wants to make sure that he's going to go and be Yotze, the mitzvah of Kriya Shema, properly with putting on tefillin. But if someone doesn't do that, there is a saying in the Maimer Chazal that if somebody Kriya Shema b'lo tefillin, ki'ilu made eidu sheker b'atzmai, that if a person is not going to go and putting on tefillin while he's saying Shema, it is as if he is giving false testimony on himself. Why is that? Because we're not going to get into the whole shock of attire back and forth, but the idea is because in the tefillin it is written about the Shema, so how can you be saying the Shema without putting on tefillin? Now, the end of the discussion is that there is no problem to do so, as a lot of people do that now. We say Kriya Shema in the morning without actually going and putting on tefillin. There is no problem with that because you are going to go and put on tefillin later in that day, so that's not going to go and be a problem. Don't forget to subscribe and share these teachings of the Rebbe Hafatzes Hamayonis Chutza. We will Mirz Hashem continue in next episode of Fabrengen, going into the views of the Chayzer of Lublin and how that translates to ourselves. Mashiach now.